All right, this is a very big deal. We have a leaked memo from Donald Trump's own Department of Homeland Security, and this exposes something absolutely terrifying. This memo is the blueprint for really turning the military of the United States inward against us, against me, against you. Now, we've already seen a lot of this buildup. We saw military planes deporting migrants with no due process. We saw the National Guard in Los Angeles. We saw Marines patrolling American streets. That was really just a warm up. This memo lays out the next phase of this, where DHS officials are pushing the top brass of the Pentagon. So I'm talking about the Joint Chiefs, Northcom. They want him to get serious about one thing: treat immigration like terrorism, treat immigration like Al Qaeda, like ISIS, and use the full force of the American military to do that, not just at the border, but in cities across the country and for years to come. Now, the document even says this stuff out loud. DHS wants the military to feel, quote, the urgency of the Homeland Defense mission. That's not border defense. That's boots inside the country, on the ground, on the streets. We heard this rhetoric right after 9/11, but now they're using it against people that are fleeing poverty in other countries, not people that are flying planes into buildings. And they're manufacturing a sense of sort of national trauma to justify a domestic forever war. Remember the endless global war on terror? It goes on forever. What about the endless domestic war against terrorism, which is immigration that they want to rebrand in that way? Don't take my word for it. The memo equates migrant gangs to terrorist cells operating inside the United States. And the kicker is that they know it's dangerous. The memo itself says that they're not writing down a lot about this plan because it's a very sensitive plan that the country might react negatively to, which means they know that this crosses the line, but they want to do it anyway. This is the Trump doctrine now. We're going to take fear and we're going to weaponize it. We're going to militarize domestic policy. We're going to gut civil liberties, and we're going to keep it vague enough that the full plan can't really be pinned down until it's too late. If you think it sounds extreme, remember that ICE is getting $100 billion and the military is being asked to detail personnel inside ICE and CBP. What do you think happens when this money is spent? They are trying to make the LA crackdown really look like just a template. It's not an outlier. It's the playbook. Here's what we were able to do in LA. Gavin Newsom, the governor, didn't want it. We did it anyway. Karen Bass, the mayor, didn't want it. We did it anyway. It was like a 3-block by 3-block radius, but we convinced a bunch of people that we needed troops there. And all of it, I guess, is they can't actually deal with the root causes of immigration, so they need a new boogeyman. And importantly, oftentimes I will say something like, hey, there's a lot of different aspects to this immigration thing, but the US is a wealthy enough country that we could be working with the source countries of undocumented immigration to mitigate the conditions that cause people to want to come here in the first place. I know that this is hard for a lot of MAGAs to acknowledge. Most people around the world don't want to move to the United States. The MAGAs operate under the belief that if anyone could just come here, the world's 8 billion people would all come to the United States. The truth is, a relatively small number of people want to come to the United States. And most of the people that want to because of the economic conditions or the safety conditions in their country, political instability, economic instability. So sometimes I'll say, we could work with those countries and try to make the situation better. Then people wouldn't try to come here. We wouldn't need to spend the money on the detentions and the deportations and all of it. And people will write in and go, David, why would we give other countries money? It doesn't make any sense. They haven't earned that. Well, do you care about this strict father morality, or do you just want to do what solves the problem? The best way to deal with the undocumented immigration issue is reduce the desire for people to come here in the first place by making things better in their country. Republicans don't want to do it, or they can't do it, or they think their base would punish them for it. So instead they're going, oh, we need to treat immigrants like terrorists. Let's deploy the military. The most dangerous part of this is that if the military becomes normalized as a tool of law enforcement, it's very difficult to go back on that. You can't unflip that switch. Historically, when the military is ingrained as doing domestic law enforcement, the only way that that gets stopped often is when the entire regime falls. And that's very ugly. It can be bloody, literally. It can be bloody economically. So that's a terrifying direction for it to go. So we're beyond this is theoretical. It's really operational now. The people sounding the alarm include defense experts who understand, like, if we divert the military for this, our national defense is going to get weaker. Legal scholars who say that the legal aspects of this are an absolute abomination. Former military officials are saying this is not what the military is supposed to be used for. And they are all saying this memo is a step towards authoritarianism. If you want to know what it looks like when democracies start to erode from the inside out, it's classified meetings where the DHS and Pentagon say, here's what we're planning. It's so radioactive and so volatile, we should limit how much we write about it. You want to know what a ticking time bomb looks like? This is it right here. And this is why when people call in and go, David, I'm thinking about leaving the country. Who am I to say, no, stay? We obviously need people to stay. If we all leave, we cede power to the worst people. But who am I to say, no, you should really stay instead of leaving, where you might be safer with your family? I get why people are doing it. This is a disaster.